We're in an area where the razor wire has been cut, and we have a group of aliens come up, including infants and children. They seem to be in distress, crying. This is not humanitarian, guys. This is no compassion. We have the Border Patrol able to assist and bring an infant over to not get caught in the razor wire. They're putting themselves at risk. They're putting themselves in danger. This is what we must communicate to the rest of the world, that you're going to become a victim as an infant goes.
When you say these unaccompanied children are coming across with the numbers written on them, you're telling me what Brandon Judd told me, because I asked him, are we actually using U.S. dollars to provide transportation and shipping these children off to unvetted sponsors, as they call them, who can be pimps, or they're running slaughterhouses, chicken houses, or whatever for these children? He said, yes, that's not possible. It is happening every single day.
It's our money. It's our taxpayer money that is funding this through the NGOs.
And we have example after example after example where we have confirmed that they have gone to prostitution rings, slaughterhouses, or whatever. We know that to be, we know enough to know that that's happening.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no question there. We have so many operations throughout the United States now. HSI and everybody's still trying to do their job. They're still trying to do as much as enforcement as possible.
I've never met a more dedicated bunch of men and women.
Correct.
But it's like stomping ants at a picnic. You don't have enough stompers.
You don't. And sometimes, like I said, I hate to mention this, but it's the truth. It's the politics get in the way. And I'll give you an example. Even when I was still working, I was going to take down a mid-level drug trafficker. He happened to be enrolled at the University of Texas in El Paso. And he was a student there.
So he has a market.
Yeah, so of course, right?
He's not exactly studying geography.
No. He's making money, pretend to go to class, and he happened to be illegal. So my partner and I, a couple of agents and I brought the case, and I said, I'm a big fan of law and order. I'm going to walk in the classroom with our raid jackets and flash my badge, and you're under arrest, and hook them up right there. Wanted to do that. This happened outside of the door before we went in. It was in a nice controlled environment. I get a call on my phone from my supervisor ordering me to stand down. I said, don't you do it, Victor. Don't you arrest him.
Why?
Because it was in a school setting. So I go, so who cares? Well, that's when the order had come down from Washington, from President Obama, saying you are not to arrest him at a school, at a church, or at a courthouse. So that's how it affects the field agent all the way down. So I didn't care. The guy's a bad guy. So we actually we watched him walk out of the classroom, and I said, well, now you want me to go get him while he's in his car, makes it more dangerous for public. You want me to, this is a nice controlled environment. We love arresting people at courthouses because you went through metal detectors. They didn't have a gun, all these things. No, these are protected sanctuary places. You can't arrest them there. And so it started limiting our job. And what it limits is public safety. That's what it does. Puts the public in more danger. And I think now more than ever, the American people are finding that out when they're seeing or know of someone that has already died of a fentanyl or poisoning, when they know someone that has been assaulted or killed by an illegal alien, and all of a sudden it's becoming too common.
How much of the fentanyl that's coming across the border is being seized today? What percent?
I would say 10 to 15%.
10 to 15%. And I've been told by the DEA that 10 to 15% is enough to kill everybody in America.
Heck yeah. That's a lot of fentanyl. Because of the amounts that are coming in, it's a lot of fentanyl. And these seizures, by the way, have gone up. You've seen these incredible seizures of thousands of pills, and it's great, but it's only an indicator that it's coming through. It's the other way around. When I worked narcotics at the border and we started seizing left and right, that wasn't a good thing, Dr. Phil. It's the other way around. We knew that we were getting
That's how much
hit.
You're missing.
Correct.
If you're seizing that much, that means you're missing that much.
A lot. Correct.
Yeah. If your seizures go up tenfold, then what's getting across is going up tenfold.
That's right.
Now, these pill mills down there that are pressing these pills, the pills are 100% counterfeit that are being sold on the internet up here. And the DEA tells me 40 to 42% of them have lethal doses of fentanyl in them, because I assume these are untrained people just mixing this stuff up in a bathtub. When it gets to putty consistency, they put it in a pill press.
And that's a good stat because those are lethal doses. According to the DEA, 7 out of the 10 pills contain fentanyl.
Right.
So we're at a party, you take one, I take one. They both have fentanyl, but one dies and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's exactly because that pill looks exactly like a Xanax pill. It looks exactly like an Adderall. It looks exactly like an Oxycontin M30. It looks exactly like these drugs that are flowing on campuses, Dr. Phil. I have a 19-year-old in college, my son. They're flowing on campus.
And I understand the political differences in this, and I'm so non-political, you can't even imagine. I'm not sure I could spell Republican or Democrat if you held a gun on me. I put D and R is all I care about. I'm a member of the Common Sense Party, I guess. It just seems to me we're all Americans, and if our children are being poisoned, the estimates are 100,000 Americans were poisoned.
Just last year, remember?
Yeah, just last year. 100,000 in 2023, close to 100,000 were poisoned by fentanyl. They call it overdose. That's not overdose, it's poisoning. They're buying what they think is Adderall, Xanax, or whatever. I had a few people on the show recently that their daughter had purchased what she thought was Xanax. On autopsy, there was not one molecule of Xanax in her blood. It was all fentanyl and some home cleaning products or something, just whatever they had, filler.
That's right.
To put it in there. These are poisonings. Why is this happening? I'm very pro-immigration. I'm very pro-immigration. But this illegal immigration where we have hundreds of thousands of Venezuelan criminals, which the DHS has acknowledged that they know they're emptying the prisons down there. This is like back in Cuba when they emptied all the Cuban prisons and sent them up here to Florida.
Yes, right. The Marielitos.
Yeah, it's the Scarface movie in real life. What is the political currency to not close the border?
Well, that's the frustrating part because it makes no sense. And I agree with you. It's a nonpartisan issue. This is public safety. That's like the two parties fighting over whether DUI is okay or not. We're for it. We're against it. Nobody's for DUI. Who would be for leaving a border open for murderers to come in, for drug addiction, come in with lethal fentanyl? Who would want us, these children coming through the wire? I have nothing against those children. But let's not bring them in and turn them over to pimps.